Alright guys, welcome to another episode of Crypto Casual. I am your host, Chuck. Today's topic is basically going to be BTC is supernatural and the reincarnation of money. So let's get into it. For those who this is your first time, thank you for showing up. Like I said, I'm Chuck. I'm your esoteric crypto coach. Esoteric, we've talked about in many videos before. If you want to look back at those and get a better understanding, or just look up the dictionary of what esoteric is. There's esoteric and exoteric. Eso just means within, exo means out. And so this basically is a crypto-based channel, but it does intermingle the esoteric, so that's why it's the Eso Crypto Community. We're not here to politicize. We're not here to take sides. We're just here to, at least my channel is just to empower you to be a better you. So let's get going. For those who've been here before, you know that I see BTC blockchain, this new technology, cryptocurrencies. It's just a currency. It's electricity. And this new electricity, we're just labeling for now BTC or Bitcoin. And it's just a new way to a faster, more secure way. When I say secure, it's not so much that someone can hack it. We who work on our consciousness become stronger. Our wavelengths become stronger. The electromagnetism around our homo luminous bodies and frequencies won't be able to be penetrated by other people who have other frequencies out there. You can call this 5G, 6G subtonals in your TV or your radio programming. So there's a lot of energies competing for your soul or your energy. And so for me, it's just this channel is all about just upgrading you so that other influences, outside energetic influences, don't affect you. That you have a wherewithal, a wisdom, an inner wisdom, and an inner truth that can use logic and rationality to discern for yourself what is harmonious with yours and what empowers you to be you, a better you. I have another the Magic Mouse or whatever they call it for Apple, but I think the battery died, so I used the laptop. Anywho, let's get on with it. Yeah, so for me, we're in a new consciousness. We're in a new reiteration, a reincarnation, whatever you want to call this. We are in a nation of a higher frequency. You can choose freely to join it, and that's not mine. It's just the universal, the universe, the one verse, the universe. Frequency that is of a higher frequency. It's not better or worse. It's just a higher frequency. No more than blue is better than red. It's just frequencies. Alright guys, the purpose of this channel is just to serve you. I'm here to bring you what I've experienced over my years of both the esoteric, supernatural, metaphysical, psychology, sociology, all those good studies, right? And sort of combine them all together. And if you want to be wealthy, wealthy is also health, being wealthy in your health, wealthy in your mind, and wealthy in your spirit, wealthy in your finance, and wealthy in your love. So wealth is many, many things, and because this is a crypto channel, we basically want to focus on the crypto and becoming wealthy in the crypto world, but it helps us when we can go into something better prepared. And when we have more confidence, confidence is con, meaning with, fi, meaning life. When we have more life, more energy, we can then discern for ourselves which projects are good and which projects are not. They may look and smell great, but if something inside you says, something's just not right about this project, that's your inner voice, your inner wisdom saying, go the other way. So for y'all, for me, understanding that what I'm calling the esoteric trinity of consciousness, and that is the BTC, or BTC, the cosmic fire. For me, cosmic fire basically is just electricity in a fancy word. It is the spiritual, the consciousness, the sentiency of the universe. We don't have to get further into that because that can take up hours and hours of conversation and years and decades and millennia. And so, yeah, it's the cosmic fire, the BTC, and the holistic you, meaning the health, wealth, and love of you. All right. If you haven't been here before, the format of the day, we go into a little bit of esoteric, sort of comparing Bitcoin, the energy of it, with the new consciousness that's come in. We'll get into a behavioral framework to help you be better. And we'll get into some of the crypto news definitions to help us understand the crypto world and financial world. We'll get into some charts and patterns, and I'll give you my crypto pick of the day or picks of the day, just depending on how much I've studied. And then we'll get into an influencer, book, or movie, or some sort of media, or some sort of personality that I think is good for study purposes or watching purposes, which will help our finances or our esoteric selves become better. All right, do me a favor really quick, and I hate to pander this, but like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, all that good stuff. Y'all know how to do it. You've been in YouTube long enough. But you know how it works for us guys. I'm not looking for your approval or your computer like. I'm looking for your participation in understanding yourself a lot better. But because we are in a robotic world on YouTube, the algorithms like certain things, and when you hit the like button, subscribe, and notification bell, all that good stuff, it puts me up in there on their algorithms to make more clicks. Cool. Appreciate it, guys. And I do appreciate you showing up. I know you got better things to do in your life, but here, hopefully one thing out of this will help you become a better you. And I am just a guy making videos. I'm not your guru. I'm not your savior. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just doing what I do, and then I'm sharing that with you. Ultimate responsibility for your life is you. Your choices, your actions, your feelings, they're all on you, right? And if you want your feelings fixed, if that's what you want to look at, then it's up to you. We can elicit outside information like this YouTube channel and others to help us become better. That seems to be the theme today, is just we want to become better. Right? And so do your own research. It's on you. I don't invest more than I'm willing to lose. Right? Esoteric thought, the reincarnation of money. Some of y'all are familiar with. If not, in 1971, President Nixon took us off of the Bretton Woods, which was basically pegging the dollar to gold, which gave the dollar value, the paper dollar value. But when he took that off temporarily, it basically made the dollar worthless, or the fiat money worthless. Well, 50 years ago today, yesterday, was Sunday, it was a 50-year. Well, temporarily, as they said, we're still 50 years, so I guess 50 years is temporary, but fiat monies don't have a tendency in the reincarnation. We're on the fourth reincarnation or reiteration of the dollar since around 1913, 1908. Y'all can do your history. I'm not going to go into it today. It can be another video. But basically, the reincarnation is that we're going into a new form of money, a transformative collective individualism, and I'll explain that a little more. But basically, we're just going in from a new way of transacting from paper money to digital money. And we've been doing it already with credit cards, debit cards, stuff like that. But the difference here is that this reincarnation gets us back to where we were originally, where we can barter or trade with one another without any government's involvement. When governments become involved, we end up becoming socialist, communist, Marxist, whatever words you want to use or describe. 90% of people don't know those terms, and I'd encourage you really studying those terms by Marx himself. And it's basically where the governments get too big, and then after the governments get too big, there's civil war or there's war. And that's where we're headed right now, or if we can avoid that by us becoming a collective individualism by using BTC. What do I mean by that? Individualism is that you're your own person, right? No one dictates me, my mind, my body, my soul. I'm the manager of all that. I'm the CEO, the CFIO of my own entity. And so when I join other people who are they themselves individualized or individuated, we become a collective. And this collective is neither good nor bad. It's just another collective. but it's one that I choose to be part of because for me it doesn't deal with roads and weathers conversation. It deals with in depth, a great debates back and forth, hearing both sides, discernment, empowerment, helping one another become better. So the collective individualism of BTC is getting us back to dealing with one another with rationality, common sense, um, critical thinking, right? All that has seemed to be gone out of the window, at least from my observation. You can tell me different, just comment below. But for me, I'm with the people becoming freer through Bitcoin, through a new consciousness, a higher consciousness, a higher panoptic perspective. We're able then to see and barter and deal with each other in a more empowering way, not a disempowering, debasing way that the fiat and government systems want. So hopefully that gives you a little more understanding of the reincarnation. We're reincarnating into a higher frequency of betterment, of like kind to help each other free ourselves. And by doing that, the more we collect, the more the governments get smaller and shrink. Framework of the day, right? Reincarnation, it just means to transform. And we talked about transformation and being a transformer like that on your electrical pole to transform electricity, steps it down and steps it up. But here I'm going to give you a different perspective. And in religions, certain religions have where you reincarnate. Pretty much every religion on the planet has something about reincarnation. Even the Christians or the Abrahamic religions, because prior to coming into this shell, you came from somewhere. And that's normally a guff, a heaven, a pool of some ooze. I don't care what your system is. You came from somewhere. And if it's God putting you into a human shell, breathing life into you in the Abrahamic religions, then great. You came from somewhere and now you're in a body. And when you leave this body, guess what? If you've done your work according to their doctrine, you will go somewhere else. And that's 3 existences already. So you do reincarnate. You transform from a mist to an ice cube to vapors or water or an essence, right? So we all have it. Call it what you want or don't. For me, reincarnation is just reincarnating the ions or the arc of nations of ions. And we'll get into that maybe this one. Anyway, the reincarnation is just, we're going to reincarnate why we are alive in this existence, this energetic existence. We don't have to wait till this life ends and then go into another one. And what do I mean by that? Well, I can transform my thoughts. I can transform them by opening up. Opening up what? My mind, my heart, my observations, my communication skills, my understanding of that which I don't know. And I'm open to learning all the time. I don't take one side or another. I can look at both sides and make up a decision for myself. I cannot speak for anyone else in this world other than me. So I am responsible for me. So by understanding who we are, what we are, Bitcoin, or at least the use of this new manifestation of the second consciousness, Bitcoin, we're able to think differently. We are reincarnating our old thoughts into new thoughts. We're transforming the way we deal with money into a whole new system. So our wealth, the way we're changing our wealth is we're getting out of an old incarnated system and moving into a new system, or reincarnating into a car moving into a new system or a new nation of energy, ions. Reincarnation is just re-car or arc, nation, or the nate, which is science's natal for a new birth of a new energy. Hopefully that's not too confusing. That's soul mechanics speak, which is my programs that I teach, or my information that I teach. Help transform you, or unprogram you, deprogram you, and then let you program yourself how you want. So a lot of times when people come to me, they are in a panic state when they want coaching. And for me, that basically reveals one's habit. And we talked on previous videos about a habit is just a behavior. A behavior came because of an action or reaction from a meaning that you gave a life experience. Again, you had a life experience, you gave that meaning, you interpreted it, gave it a meaning, and then that had an effect on your life, and that effect created a cause or a behavior, and that behavior creates an outcome that you produce every day, or an exoteric behavior. And so for me, it reveals to me what kind of state we're in. So if we ourselves can recognize what state we're in, it'll help you understand what habits you're recreating or reincarnating over and over. You're not dealing with your karma, if you will, your karma and karma, same words. And so for me, bettering ourselves, our framework of the day, it's not about feeling better, it's about growing and being better. And that is empowerment. Power is energy, power is consciousness, power is God, power is Bitcoin. It's all electricity to me. Hopefully you're beginning to see this for yourself. All life is electrical. It has electromagnetic powers to it. My consciousness is power. My heartbeat is power. My feelings are expressions of power. And so the more we are growing and becoming better, we are empowering the system of consciousness, the new consciousness, or aligning with it and then opening up to it. And as we open up to it, we become empowered, and then we get to share our power. That's why I'm doing these videos. I want to share my new power, my transformative power to you. And so that gives us free will, wisdom, and action. And in esoteric speak, we have three gods, and that's why we have a trinity. We have three gods or goddesses, whatever you want to call or label these, I don't care. But will and wisdom are hidden. They are esoteric gods. And then action is a external or exoteric god. The exoteric or external god is what is transformed from within us to the outside world. It's what we show our habits, our behaviors, our panics. And so, but will and action are opposites. They don't know each other, and the only way they know each other is through wisdom. And how do we get to wisdom? Through studying, discipline, understanding awareness, being aware of understanding. And that understanding and wisdom are it's a lot of words, I know. But once you understand something, then you have awareness, and when you have awareness, that leads to wisdom. And so wisdom is the intermediate, the medium to will and action. So if you want to be free in your will to be free and have the will to change or transform your life, then you have to take action. And the only way you can get right action is through wisdom. And that means you have to study, you have to be disciplined, you have to be aware, open-minded, not get caught up in division. Cool? We'll keep that. I know we're getting long already, guys, but thanks for hanging in there with me while we rant and rave about this new transformative work. So this transformative reincarnation occurs in this life when one is open, aware, receptive, and becomes a free, rational, intuitive, critical thinker and feeler. Right? I know a lot of this sounds logical, but none of this happens without the power of the heart. Right? And the power of the heart is unfolding, vulnerable, undefending your position. I don't need to defend my position. I am just me. I can listen to your position. You can listen to mine, but I'm not here to change you. You got to change yourself. But I can present you with the framework to do so. If it betters you. If it doesn't, scrap all this. That's cool. Because I don't have enough time in my life to worry if you like me or don't like me. Computer algorithm dislike is something else, but I don't waste my time if people like me or don't. People who hang around me, they like me. If I don't like someone, I don't hang around them. It's free will, free choice, and it's action. So basically, you don't have to wait around for another life to change your life, right? We can arc the nation of ions, or we can arc or move energy the way we want it in our new nation, right? Our new new birth of a new consciousness. The consciousness is there for anyone to accept, to receive. It's not a religion. It's not facts. It's not truth. It's just a new energy flow. If I want to go to the beaches of Baja and surf, or if I want to go to Australia and surf, they're different waves. Neither wave is good or bad. It's just a new wave, and I like new things. And so this new wave of energy, I want to surf. Cool? And I'm doing it through Bitcoin, blockchain, and cryptocurrency. And how we can get there is by unpacking your baggage, right? We need to unpack our baggage. We need to unfold what we have folded. We have wound ourselves so tight that our wounds have become wounds. And we want to blame everyone for our wounds. And then we have to work 50 years unwinding our wounds. So we don't need to unwind our wounds. We just need to improve ourselves daily, right? We don't need to get caught up in the past. The ego wants to keep you there recycling the same old stuff, right? But that's an opportunity, again, a port for unity, to get in there and better yourself and step up to the higher consciousness, which is more free-flowing and free. Doesn't cost a damn dime to be part of this new consciousness, guys. And so always present yourself with better options than you did before. If something's not working out, if a problem exists, it's because there's no owner to it. So own your problems, look for solutions, look for better options. Options is just opting for more ions. Cool? And so when you are defensive, it's because you don't want to be judged. So many of us are worried about what other people are thinking of us. We live our lives, our entire lives, so if we got likes, we check how many likes did we get. I don't care how many likes I got or not, right? That's an algorithmic thing. I don't care if you like my stuff or not, right? If it's helping you, great. It's not about liking me or disliking me. It's about the information. Information is just formed energy, formed ion, right? So I'm bringing my new energy in a new form, right? I'm tapping into the new form, and I'm sharing this new form with y'all, whoever wants it. Free, doesn't cost you a dime. I'm not charging you anything, guys. If y'all want to donate, I'll eventually set up something, because I got people asking me, do we take donations? The whole goal here is for me to just keep getting more algorithms and likes and that stuff, and then eventually I'll get monetized, and then I'll have live chats, and y'all can give me super chats and all that good stuff, and we'll build that as we go. But for right now, I just want to get you the base of the information of what I'm presenting, and hopefully it's beneficial or better for you. All right, so people are defensive again because they don't want to be judged. I don't want to be judged by others. It doesn't make you feel well, right, when someone judges you. So pay back in like kind and don't judge others, right? Observe others because you don't know them. You only observe them based off of your own internal representation, which we've talked about. So whatever you look at something outside of you, your exoteric world, it is just a projection of your own mirrored image of you. So start unpacking your shit, right, and move on, right? A lot easier said than done. I know, I get it, right? All right, so enough of that. We've gone on long enough. If this is too long for you, just leave me a comment, say, hey, try to shorten this down, or again, later on I'm going to refer you to another channel to go in deeper with these talks. But we'll get into the news of the day. Let's get into, let me find our news, there we go. Survey shows 55% of 100 world top banks have exposure to Bitcoin and other crypto assets. Now here these guys didn't want you to, a year ago, 2 years ago, and still some banks in the world today don't want you accessing crypto. Why? Because they want to buy it, right? They want to purchase your Bitcoin. They want to scare you out of your Bitcoin because they know it leads to power. They want your power. They want your soul, right? They want your savings. They want to save you. Right? They're the savior. They want to save you with a savings account that pays 0.001%. Good luck with that. Now, why are the banks doing this, right? This block data blockchain market intelligence attributed the increase in bank blockchain and crypto involvement to three major factors. They include regulatory advancement, very high profits of cryptocurrency startups, and an incessant request, and here's the important one, requests from bank customers for digital assets, right? Is that pretty awesome or what? There we go. All right. That's basically the news of the day. There's a lot of other stuff going on, but I thought that was an interesting piece of news that these banks that didn't want you to buy it would fire you, and now they're buying the crap out of it because they know that they don't want you free. They don't want you taking your money, your hard-earned money, exchanged for energy money out of their systems because they own you, right? And so they want to keep owning you by scaring you out of your Bitcoin, and then they can control you with central bank digital currencies and so forth. Definition of the day, AUM, you'll see this term a lot, or people will say this, but it just means assets under management. So in Bitcoin, the new cryptocurrencies, a lot of these new companies that are coming in are attaching with older companies, the old systems, but bringing them into the new blockchain. And like Ethereum, and they have, or like BlackRock, Grayscale, these companies, they have assets under management. They manage other people's money. So if you hear that term, that's just what it's referring to. So BlackRock, Grayscale, these companies will manage your money for you. Then banks now can manage your crypto for you if you want them to. They're custodial holders, so of Bitcoin. So just know that AUM, just when you see that acronym, it just mainly just stands for assist under assets. Okay, assist. It's assets. Wow. Assets. Well, you get it, guys. It's assets under management. I don't know why I keep changing it. All right, charge patterns, picks of the day. Let's go to the chart. All right, charts of the day. Here's what I see in developing. This is I am on the 2 hour, and I'm seeing a head and shoulders develop. Here's a shoulder. It's a inverse head and shoulders. Normally it's a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder. But I'm seeing the inverse, which is a shoulder here, the head, and another shoulder. Which normally 65% of the time it goes in the direction of the shoulder it is. So this should go up, but if it was the regular head and shoulders, it would go down 65% of the time. So let's look at that a little more in detail. Head and shoulders. So normally you'll see this: the left shoulder, right shoulder, our head, and then right shoulder. And this is what we call the neckline, this green part. And so the distance between the head and the neckline will determine how far it goes up or down. And then we can go, okay, we can set a buy-in order, or we can buy more Bitcoin if it drops that dip, right? Part of our philosophy is buy the dips. And then, but because it's inverse, the same percentage, 65% that can drop down, now because it's inverse will go up. So if we just simply look at that head and shoulders again, and we can measure what the move is by just going from here to here, and that would take us up over $50,000. So now's a good time for me to buy in at 50.46. I may cost averaging to some more. Makes sense, and you can read. You can go again to Balkowski's page on the internet, and you can read and study these things. Right? I'm not going to go into details of all this because again, this video is already long. So in the picks of the day, let me go to picks of the day. FTX is my pick of the day. FTX, some say that this can take over Binance. Binance is huge around the world. America restricts it here, but in a very restricted form. But FTX can be pretty big and do the same thing as Binance, but it's going to be more regulated. But in one sense, it's not really regulated because it's more of a decentralized. But again, I'm not going to go into it, but just look into it yourself. You know, the whole idea is for you to go into it. If you don't want me to go into more details on this stuff, that's fine, but there's enough other people going over it out there. It can be bought on Binance and FTX and a few other places. Right now it's up 51. There's only 337 million of these guys, so that makes, I like it because the supply's and already out. The total supply is out, so everything you see, so the total evaluation can be up to 17 billion. And right now we're only at 5 billion, so we can still 3x this. So this will be $150. Don't worry about the math. Just know I'm looking at this coin, it can go up to $150. So for me, I like to 3x my money, so I'll look into that and deeper. And so you can go into, just click on, for those who are still learning, you just click on over here where it says the website, click on the website, and it'll pop up this automatically. So you can go through here and trade anywhere in the world. It deals in future, spot, predictive market, staking, paying. So it's got a lot of good properties to it, and I think it's going to be a good project, and I'm already in it. So cool. All right. Let's chart picks of the day. All right, influencer of the day. Neil McCoy Ward. He's normally a real estate guy, and I was in real estate for a while. So he has pretty good information about the finances, the big picture of financing, but he's recently got into the crypto space and talking more about crypto, but he still talks about gold, silver, and a few other things. But um, he also has his finger on the pulse of world economics. He's from the UK, I believe, um, but he has a good perspective of things as well. He has some good AMAs, or for those who don't know, AMA is Ask Me Anything. They have a live broadcast, so he's a pretty good influence, and he has a book out, a couple books out, but Property Cash Flow if you're into the real estate market. So there you go. There you have it, guys. I know it was a long one today. That's fine. I'll try to keep them shorter, but sometimes I may just get that second channel going, and if you like what you hear, I'll just refer you over to that other channel for the esoteric stuff. But I like combining those, and I like that you are here today, liking, subscribing, and ringing that notification bell. I appreciate you coming in and watching these videos, guys. And remember, just keep life casual. Thanks.